Welcome back to another video, man. Uh, Before I get into this video, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel, all right? Remember that life is a journey, not about the destination, all right? Leave a comment and give me a thumbs up if you like this video at the end of the video, all right? Don't you ever notice when you focus on yourself, life is better? When you mind your business and focus on you, life is so much better, man. Nowadays, we have so much nosy people like to get in people business. People, on social media like to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up what, celebrities are doing and not actually putting the focus on them, right? We scrolling on social media all day trying to see what's happening in other people's lives, not actually focusing on our lives, right? And that's an issue. That's a problem, right? We, what I'm saying, and then not working on our inner self, not putting, working on ourselves, man, not trying to build our relationship with God, not trying to find out what our purpose is, right? And I feel like, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. I'm not saying, you can't, I'm not saying you can't look at, other people's lives and like, what I'm saying, but we talk about it like it's happening in our life, right? And what I'm saying, we having this fantasy world. We live, and then people living in the fantasy world thinking that they live in that type of lifestyle, which they're really not. And that you can thank social media for this too. Social media ruined everything, man. Let's keep it real. Social media ruined a lot. Pretty much everything. Relationships, how people think. What I'm saying? People aren't human no more, man. People aren't genuine no more, right? Because of social media. And I'm not saying social media is a bad thing. Social media is not, there's great things you can look forward to on social media, right? Don't get me wrong, man, but it ruined a lot of, majority of things in this world, right? And that's why we're living in the times we're living in now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just getting out of hand, bro. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to do the inner work on themselves. People don't want to focus on themselves. And I feel like, man, people actually focus on themselves, the world would be such a much better place. If people are willing to do the inner work on themselves, the world would be such a better place, man, right? That's why I express to you guys to go ghost. And I know a lot of other content creators, if you watch a lot of self-improvement content, tell you to go ghost and focus on yourself. Guys, it's important. Like going ghost, man, changed my life. Like I used to be like, some of y'all like, why people keep telling me to go? It's because you have to find out who you are, what God sent you here to do. Not what other people, not what they did, what I'm saying? Because what they did is what God called them to do. You have to focus on you. God called you to do something different. Everybody's path is different. Everybody's journey is different. That's why I created this YouTube channel. And that's why I named it The Journey, because we're on our own journey to success. Everybody else's journey was different. It's different than yours. My journey is different from LeBron James or Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? God has a different journey, a different path for everybody. But it's up to you to go ghost and get closer to God and find out what you're sent here to do. Stop focusing on others. I'm not telling you to go ghost forever. Maybe you need a day to yourself and find out who you are. I'm not, what I'm saying? And find out what your purpose is, right? When I went ghost, man, because I talked about I said this before too. Like I thought I was gonna play in the NFL. I had dreams to go to the NFL, man. I thought football was my purpose, right? I thought playing football was my purpose in life. That's what I thought. I had to drive for it. Don't get me wrong, I had to drive to play football, but let's be realistic. I wasn't gonna make it to the league, man. I probably was gonna get cut. Like, what I'm saying? I'm not doubting myself, but I have to be realistic. I wasn't highly recruited. I didn't play D1 football. I dropped out of college, so I played semi-pro. And I'm not saying semi-pro, like semi-pro does give people other, opportunity to play at the next level. Don't get me wrong. but it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee, man. So I had to be realistic for myself. I'm like, what did God really send me here to do? Bam, create content, right? And I'm working while I'm working my 9 to 5, right? I love my 9 to 5 job. I got my CDL. I took a chance on myself, and I got my CDL, and I'm doing my content, right? I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to build a brand off of my YouTube channel, right? And so I won't do that without you guys, right? To watching this content, watch through the end of the video, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm started this YouTube channel. I want to create a community, right? So and I'm thankful for my subscribers so far, man. Let's continue to grow this channel. Let's continue to spread this message, right? So yeah, man, nowadays, man, we're so focused on others, man. We're too focused on we're not too focused on ourselves, right? Um, you know, and we focus on the wrong things, right? We're as a man, especially as a man, your focus needs to be on building your relationship with God, then yourself, then your purpose, get into the money, and then getting your health right. Those are 5 important things that you need to be focused on, right? I'm gonna say that again. Your relationship with God, yourself, your purpose, your health, and then get into the money, right? In that order right there. Everything else just flow. Everything else comes, second, right? Nothing else, those are 5 important things that, that you need to be focused on as a man. Because if you focus on you, become the best version of you, you're going to be great for others. That's what people don't realize. Like, focus on you until the focus is on you. That means you need to focus on yourself so you can be great for others, right? You know what I'm saying? Continue to work on you, right? I'm only 20. I'm about to be 22 at the end of this month, man. So it's still a lot of learning I have to do, right? You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of learning I have to do. There's a lot of things I don't know because I'm young. I haven't been through a lot of stuff yet. There's a lot of things I still need to go through, right? That's why I'm not focused on no relationships. I'm not focused on, chasing women. I'm not focused on the sex or nothing like that. I'm focused on, what I'm saying, on, my relationship with God, what I'm saying, myself, and, focus on creating content for you guys, my health and my wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm focused on right now. I ain't focused on that other stuff. So let's start putting the focus on us, man. And people gonna shame me for that, but you can't, you know what I'm saying? People gonna like, oh, who you think you are? Who you think you are? But man, don't listen to that. You gotta get away from that. You gotta know how to set boundaries for yourself. You can't be friends with everybody. If you can't set boundaries for yourself, you know what I'm saying? People just gonna walk all over you. You have to learn how to create them boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And people, and you can't be friends with everybody. You can't hang out with everybody. You can't be friends with everybody, right? So let's start putting the focus on us, man. Let's start putting the focus on us. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a young man, bro. You don't, your value's supposed to come within, right? But you have to build other, aspects of value too, right? Because nobody gives a damn about you at the end of the day. Unless you create some type of value in this world. That's what, anybody, but especially young men, bro. Focus on you. Focus on yourself. So, just focus on you, man, until the focus is on you. All right. But anyway, man, let me know what y'all think of this video. Again, please subscribe to the channel. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.